welcome back to another Travels of Red Rover. I'm Corinne.
And I'm Shawn.
And we sure are glad to have you along with us. Today we are where, Corinne?
We're in the Dixie National Forest at Aspen Mirror Lake. This is by Duck Creek Village in Utah, not very far east of Cedar City, Utah, in southern Utah.
Yep, it's only about 6,000 feet up from Utah, or from Cedar City. So it's we're at about 10,000 feet, so it's a little bit more effort to get around. And other than that, it's a great spot.
We've been here a couple times in previous years. Usually we come a little closer to the peak fall color period. This year there was a fairly substantial windstorm about a week ago, I think, and so we're well past the prime.
However, even though we're well past the prime, some of the trees have this absolutely beautiful orange-red color, and in some cases like a burnt orange color, which we don't really see up here very often because it's so dominated by the yellows. So it's really nice to see a few of those trees, and a few of them are still well endowed with leaves, and they're really quite beautiful in among the other naked aspen and the pines.
So we're going to try and take a few photos of some orange leaves on trees, a little bit on this lake here, and then we might try some other locations this weekend.
So it should be a fun weekend. We're going to try a number of spots, as Karina said. We're going to do a little bit of boondocking as well, so we're looking forward to it, and we should have a great weekend. So buckle up, let's get ready, and let's go.
Here's a little view of Aspen Mirror Lake, and it has a little creek that runs into it from one end and out the other end. It's quite shallow, but people do enjoy coming here and trying a little fishing. There's a bridge that crosses over the creek, and way over there is the prime subject we're going to be using tonight, which is this bright orange aspen tree. The neighbors to it, the other aspens, have lost most of their leaves, and there's a lot of evergreen trees in around it. And we're getting a really nice calm evening, so we can get a nice reflection here today. So I'm set up here on the side of the lake, and you can see the bright red aspen tree in the distance there. I've set up my camera in a portrait orientation because that way I can get the full height of the bright orange aspen tree and its reflection in the water. And I've got a circular polarizing filter on. There's a couple advantages to using the polarizing filter. One is that it reduces the glare off those leaves on the aspen trees, and also it can help enhance any clouds if you have any. Today we are not seeing any clouds, so it's just a bright blue sky up there. I've got very simple settings on, 100 ISO and f/16. I'm using aperture priority, so it will set the shutter speed for me. And as I said, I'm letting the polarizer do its job of reducing the glare off the leaves. So we'll show you how that looks.
Hi folks. So I've been sitting over here working on trying to take a sunstar photo through these backlit aspens, and they're really quite a pretty scene. It's a hard photograph to actually shoot because the left-hand side of the scene is pretty bright and the right-hand side of the scene is pretty dark. So consequently, it's a little hard to balance the light. I am trying to use a filter to balance the left-hand side a little bit, but when you add a filter, what you would tend to do is get more in the way of a artifacts from your sun star in terms of getting some sunbursts, and I don't always like that very much. So I'm trying it both with and without, and we'll just have to see how they come out. The other thing too is the sun's still a little too high for me, so I'm just waiting for it to come down. And the other thing with coming to a place that's absolutely lovely is that it's always quite busy with folks along the trails and that. In fact, I'm standing right in the middle of the trails, so I'm kind of in everybody's way right at the moment. So hopefully I can get this done relatively soon. Just sitting here waiting for Corinne. The light is now getting a little bit too far down in the west and starting to hide behind the trees, so it's starting to get a little difficult to create compositions. It's been a kind of an interesting afternoon. Because there's not as much color, we've had to be a little bit more thoughtful about the composition, and that's been actually a lot of fun this afternoon. We've worked around the lake and actually using a lot of the naked aspens that you can see over there, with little bits of color as part of the photography today. In a number of cases, what we did is used it to particularly highlight the contrast between some bright yellow and some bright orange trees, red-orange trees, and then the absolutely white-barked aspen trees. So we'll have to see how all those come out, but it was definitely a fun afternoon. We'll just have to see what happens tomorrow. Well, Corinne and I are up early this morning, and she's out trying to take a picture down the road right now. Although, I'm thinking it might be just a little too bright. What do you think, Corinne? Yep. Yeah, that was a yep, too bright. So, we'll see how she does. Well, Corinne's picture turned out much better than she hoped. We spent a good hour or so walking up and down the road and looking at various types of trees and photographic opportunities. A lot of what we did that morning really focused on trying to capture compositions that were backlit, really using the light to really enhance the composition. So Corinne's wandered off to do some photography that's more along the road. She loves capturing sort of the leading line of the road through the aspens. I'm doing something slightly different this morning, something I don't do very often, but quite frankly sometimes I really get a kick out of. So I'm taking shots of these aspens that are left with their leaves, and I'm doing some like real close-ups where I'm just isolating the trunk with a few of the colored leaves that are being lit up by the sun. And the sun right now is way back there, as I blank us out. And it's on such a strong angle right at the moment. It's lighting them up just beautifully. So I'm just playing around with this. It's all handheld. Not really trying to get anything special other than to really isolate the trunk and the leaves. And hopefully get something that comes out fairly nicely. There's lots of little interesting compositions. I don't know how well they'll work until I actually try them. So.
Well, good morning. We got into our campsite pretty late last night, so we didn't do too much other than have some dinner and get buttoned down.
Yep, it was a cozy little spot for the night. No wind or anything of that sort, but it got cold. Nice to have a furnace.
Yeah, our furnace is chugging away over there. And we are just in Strawberry Valley, not very far from Duck Creek Village. And our campsite's over there. And it's just been a nice quiet night. We're gonna get our breakfast dishes cleaned up, but then we're gonna head out and find out what might be down by the Strawberry Point Overlook.
So if you decide to come in this direction, one of the things to keep in mind is that the dust is a very, very fine, almost talcum powder type of dust. It gets everywhere. And this is a very, very popular ATV, four-wheel drive, overlander area, and consequently there can be a fair bit of traffic on the road, and the dust just sort of lingers in the air once it's up.
Yeah, we were lucky there wasn't much traffic after we arrived because it was just after sunset and just a couple of cars went by, but we're a little pulled off the road, and I think there's a couple more campsites down this road that would be just fine, and maybe a little off the road.
Yeah, a little off the road is really good here. Also, if you could find a campsite where there's some trees between you and the main road, that really helps the dust from kind of filtering into the campsite. Although, you know, there was probably only a couple ATVs that went by last night, and the dust just kind of hung in the air for probably a good hour before it kind of really completely settled out. So, just something to keep in mind. It's neither good nor bad. This is just the way it is in this part of the country, and something you need to recognize if you're going to come up here and boondock.
And if you're here in the fall or winter, well, it's probably not accessible in the winter, but in the fall, you can keep your windows closed up so your interior stays a little less dusty.
Yeah, when we woke up this morning, our furnace was really chugging away, and you might be able to actually hear it chugging away behind us here. It was just a little above freezing this morning. It was absolutely beautiful morning, bright blue, sunny skies, everything else, but it does get cold up here at 10,000 feet.
So we're gonna do some more exploring today and see if we can find some nice viewpoints overlooking some of the canyons.
Yep, so we're looking forward to getting that done, but first, got to do some dishes.
Yeah, breakfast dishes and another hot drink.
And another hot drink. Oh, that's a good idea. Another hot coffee. I'm ready for that. Hi folks. So Corinne and I have driven into Strawberry Point. It's a bit of a dirt track as you get towards the Strawberry Point, and probably you want to think about having either a high clearance or four-wheel drive vehicle. Although as long as it's dry and clear and you take your time, you could probably get out here in a car with good wheels. So this is we're going to take a walk out to the point and have a look to see what the views are like. It's a beautiful location just as we stand here, and off to my left here you can even see the really nicely colored rocks as part of the cliff. It's a short walk up from the parking lot to the point, and we spent a good part of the day actually at Strawberry Point, walking up to the point at various times of the day. We spent a good part of the day taking video from the point, and the following is a shortened down collection of that video. We hope you enjoy it. Having a little argument right at the moment. I'm thinking that this is just as beautiful, if not more beautiful, than Cedar Breaks, but she disagrees with me.
Yeah, I'm not convinced yet, but maybe after an evening of photography I'll have a different opinion.
So the main reason I had that opinion was because Cedar Breaks to me has fairly obvious but a fairly few compositions that are really interesting for late afternoon and sunset shots. This particular location has a series of shots so that you can start shooting a little before sunset and shoot these hoodoos right behind me. They're just absolutely gorgeous right now, and then move out along the rim to the other end, and when the sun actually goes down there's another whole set of shots. So I'm just thinking about it from a point of view of being greedy and having lots of things to choose from.
So we're going to hang out here for about an hour. It's about 6 o'clock. We have about 50 minutes till sunset. So we're going to do a few pre-sunset shots and then see how things light up after sunset.
Yep, it's a beautiful location, absolutely gorgeous. It's actually busier than I thought it would be. A lot of the ATV folks and four-wheel drive overlanders stop here while they're doing their trek, and in fact even a few small sedans actually stopped, which surprised the heck out of me. But anyway, so it's been pretty busy, but it's an absolutely lovely spot. Definitely worth the drive out. Well, good morning, folks. It's the next day, and we're just getting packed up to start heading home. And had an absolutely terrific weekend. We're in a beautiful little campsite along one of the forest roads in the Dixie National Forest. Had a lovely night. It's been real quiet and a real quiet morning. So had our pancakes and we're ready to go.
Yes, we had some nice combination of photography. We did a little kind of intimate stuff with the red tree over by Aspen Mirror Lake, and we did some nice vista stuff out at Strawberry Point.
It was a beautiful weekend. Really great mixture. And now it's time to head home. So we sure hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please give us a thumbs up. And if you'd like to keep track of us, please subscribe. We're really trying to get our subscribership up, and everyone really helps us out a lot on this channel.
And if you want to know when new videos get posted, just hit that notification bell.
And as always, we love hearing from you. We don't get many comments, but we read and respond to all the comments we do get. We're interested in if you have any questions, thoughts, ideas. We're always interested in hearing from you.
Bye for now.
So take care and bye for now.